Welcome to another episode of the Rondo presented by Jameson. The MLS playoffs are the most exciting part of the MLS season. Who are the teams to watch this year? The MLS season is wrapping up soon, and we got some exciting teams in both conferences. Let's start off with the Eastern Conference. Which team are you most looking forward to see perform this year?
Well, I mean, you can't take your eyes off Inter Miami, right? Because they're Inter Miami. Like, Messi is going to do Messi things no matter what Messi feels like doing. I don't know. He's just going to be amazing,
Yeah,
right?
he's just going to be amazing.
But, like, last year we saw them get knocked out in the first round of the playoffs, right? So anything can happen in MLS, and that's what makes it, bloody great. For me, and I know you want to gas up your Philly Union, so I'll let you have that moment. But
yes, sir. Come on now. You know I got to do that.
For me, I'm kind of excited about Cincinnati, man. Evander's one of the best attacking midfielders in the league. They've got a really, really good defense.
Bro, have you seen their striker, Kevin Denke, bro?
Big guy.
Bro, did you see his strike against New York Red Bull?
Oh, I did.
From 35 yards
out.
I did. That boy could strike a ball. And it's funny, I was talking to Mark McKenzie before he left to the Belgian league, and he said Kevin Denke was one of the strongest forwards he's ever played against.
Really?
Yeah.
Great interview as well.
Great
quote. Me and Kevin Denke just chopping it up.
Oh,
not much English on the man.
Did you ask him about his six-pack, bro?
I did not ask him about his six-pack, but I did remark that he was quite tall.
Yeah, I feel that.
No, but genuinely, we got like this one-on-one, and I'm what, like 5'7"?
Yeah.
And I was like, he like kind of like daps me up and whatever, it's cool. And I'm like, you're a bit taller than me, like in English.
Yeah.
And like, I don't think he knew much English, but he found that really funny. And
nah,
I was like, yes.
He actually knows English like perfectly, bro. But it's okay. Moving on. Obviously, we have to talk about my Philadelphia Union team. Come on, winning the Supporters Shield, having numerous homegrowns on the roster. I'm very sad to see that Quinn Sullivan unfortunately tore his ACL.
Yeah, that's sad.
That's heartbreaking news. But regardless, man, Philadelphia Union, another Supporters Shield. I think the main concern with Philadelphia Union, though, is do they spend enough money to go over the hump?
Well, that's what's true, isn't it? Is that like that there was the stat that they are, in terms of like points, they have the most points per dollar spent by miles.
For sure.
So basically, it's just all homegrown. Hey, man, you know this. Hey, dude, it should be you, Raheem.
Should have been me.
It should be
Come
you.
on now.
No, but I think the thing with Philly, right, is that they don't make any signings. But this year it worked anyway. And, Ty Baribo's scoring a lot of goals, and he was excellent during the regular season. And, they might have what it takes when it comes to the playoffs. The thing is, I do worry with them is not quite having a star player.
Yeah. I think that's very tough for a team like Philadelphia Union is because they never really had that like one person on the team. Like Inter Miami could look to Messi for that impact. Cincinnati could look to Evander for that impact. Who do Philadelphia Union have as that creative number 10 to really look out for? You're not really saying Milan Alowski's going to fit that bill. He kind of fits the hole. They have young players, but when you're really talking about real outstanding players, like we're talking about Sam Surge, Evander, Messi, like those guys that could take a game by the scruff of the neck, I don't know if Union have that. I think that's why people need to lower expectations, but the expectations are definitely heightened for players like Messi, for example. What do you think he could do in the playoffs this year? Do you think he could win it all?
What can he not do?
Yeah.
I mean, the issue is with Miami, it's never going to be Messi. It's never, even though Luis Suarez is old, it's never going to be Suarez. Like, Suarez is bagging when it comes to big
Still
games.
bagging with one knee, bro.
Yeah, one knee, on half a knee,
Half
mate.
a knee.
You said that British there.
I know I did. You got the influence on me. I just drank a cup of tea this morning. See what you do to me, bro?
Oh, no, but it's going to be the defense for Miami, isn't it? I mean, look, anyone who watched that playoff series last year against Atlanta will know that they were really good going forward, but they got hit like 5 times on the break.
Yeah.
I think they conceded like the same goal 5 times.
Inter Miami, man, defensive issues is definitely the key. If they could sort that out, I mean, the sky's the limit, but we both know they're going to concede goals, so they're going to have to rely on Messi to back them up and score as much as possible. It's going to be a game of FC 26. 7-6, I'm going to say, in some of these games, bro. Seriously, man. We talked about the East. Now let's talk about the West. Who are some of the most exciting teams in the Western Conference this year?
The West is weird, right? Because we looked at San Diego before the season started, and we were like, these guys suck. Or they might suck. I don't know.
I feel like we went in thinking they would actually be trash, bro. Because we looked at the roster, and it wasn't really outstanding names. It was more of like a sum of their parts plus Chucky Lozano.
Right, so you get Chucky, and then you get like, what is it?
Andres Dreyer,
who's been amazing. You got the first overall pick in the MLS draft, and you got a first-time MLS first-time head coach, right?
Yeah.
Mikey Varas. You just didn't know. The thing with San Diego is that, you know this, right? It's like, for a soccer team, over the course of a long MLS season, you need what? 20 plus guys that you can rely on.
Pretty much.
You're starting 11, then you've got to go like at least 9 deep that you can bring in off the bench or whatever.
Yeah.
San Diego maybe had 16, 17.
Yeah, man.
And
They
you're
had
like,
a few.
okay, they'll fall apart. But
Yeah.
they just kept winning. And they're picking up points. And look, expansion franchises, it's kind of funny because it like feels a bit like forced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but they've been great, so they've got a chance. And then Vancouver, man.
Vancouver's tough, bro. Like, I'm telling you, Vancouver is definitely a team that's like a sum of its parts. Like, we're looking at a guy like Brian White. You know what's funny? I was talking to my friends the other day, and we're talking about out of all the New Jersey talent that developed when we were kids, Brian White's the one who made it out of all those kids. And
what, from like your age group?
Yeah, which is phenomenal considering like he was a 4-year player at Duke. Like he never really got offers to play pro before that. From college soccer to becoming one of the best number 9s in MLS.
Yeah, it's
which is
insane.
incredible story, bro. And I've talked about it a few times how insane it is for when you see guys who played NCAA soccer become like some of the biggest guys competing with Messi for goals in the league. Like
That's
it's
insane.
stories.
That's insane.
But moving on to like teams that don't have to require college soccer for talent. Look at LAFC. Bro, like could anybody stop that team realistically?
So the best part about Heung-Min Son in LA is that, and I don't know if you saw this clip, but I think he scored 2 against, is it Chicago? I forget who, but he scores twice. And he does this on-field interview with Apple TV, and he cooked, right? He like carried LAFC through that game. Best player on the pitch. You know, some guys also did their job.
Yeah.
But like he's asked about his performance, and he literally goes, I want to thank Hugo in goal, I want to thank Denis up front, I want to thank Steve, you know, Cherundolo, the manager, I want to thank Timmy Tillman. Like he thanks everyone on the team but himself.
Which is crazy considering like bro played at the highest levels. He's the captain of the South Korean national team. Like you don't really got to thank anybody at the end of the day. Like if anything, he got to thank himself for putting the team on his back. You feel me?
It's actually insane.
That just shows how humble he is as a person. Do you think the teams are stronger on the East or on the West?
I think the East is deeper. I think like if you look like obviously Miami, but you got Philly, you got Charlotte, you got Nashville, you got Cincinnati, Columbus, even though they've struggled a little bit.
Chicago Fire's kind of in the mix.
Fire, New York City FC aren't bad. Like you've got 7 teams in there that can't all make a run, but they're going to be really tough outs.
Yeah.
In the West, San Diego, Vancouver, LAFC, and I'm probably Minnesota are all right, but you feel like they're beatable.
Especially losing Tani.
Right. So it's difficult, man. I feel like every year though, the beauty of MLS is that you don't know who's going to win this thing.
Yeah.
You just don't.
You really don't. And honestly, we talked about that parody on the podcast a lot about how like any team in MLS really could win. And it's really going to be interesting this season who could take the league by the scruff of its neck when it counts and see who really wins this title. Because I think at the end of the day, you look at it, this MLS playoffs has everything. You want stars, you got stars. You got Denis Bouanga, you got Heung-Min Son, you got Lionel Messi.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
that's stars. You want action, you already know MLS is going to bring some of the best action, man. All the games are going to be over 3 goals pretty much. You know you're guaranteed for a goal fest within MLS. So anyone watching these games is going to be very entertained. And now we're on our Spirit of the Game segment presented by Jameson. The MLS playoffs is the ultimate test for teams to show off their true passion and fight for the game. Which player do you think is going to show the best spirit of the game?
So do you know who the King of Charlotte is?
Who is it?
So after Charlotte's, I believe, first home game, there's this guy who used to play for Crystal Palace, right?
Yeah.
Who dribbles a couple guys and he scores a goal and he runs into the stands and someone puts a crown on his head. Like just this goofy ass fake crown. Like your hat, but cooler.
That's crazy.
And this man was Wilfried Zaha.
Ooh, okay.
And he's had a bit of like an up and down season, but like, dude, he's so fun.
Yeah.
He's so cool. He's got like, I don't know, like a vibe and a swagger about him that's so fun to watch.
I really enjoy seeing players that come to MLS with that kind of fight and desire, because we always seen Wilfried Zaha in the Premier League as this guy who could take people on, who was a little fiery. You know, he would get into some fights with some outside backs in the league, and you kind of worried like, would he ever like get pushed over the limits in MLS? And there's been some times where, you know, some guys have, you know, antagonized him. But for a guy like that to stay focused and to really, if a guy like Wilfried Zaha is in form, you could win any match. So for a team like Charlotte, they need him to perform and they need him to be, you know, mentally there in the game at times. And what I've seen a lot from Wilfried Zaha is that he's matured a lot and he's starting to pass down some of that knowledge down to teammates. Sometimes it's in the media. Sometimes it could be done better. But I think overall, as a player, that's someone that you look up to as motivation in the locker room, man. You need him to win games.
Yeah, and also like, you know, Charlotte lose Patrick Agyemang, right? Like he went to Derby, didn't he?
Scored his first goal over the weekend as well.
Shout out Patrick Agyemang. You know what? USMNT in Europe, well done, lads.
Well done.
But look, Agyemang leaving has kind of made Zaha he was going to be the main man anyway, but he's got a bit more of an attacking load to take on, and he's smashing it.
Lionel Messi, man. There's no one that embodies the game more than him.
Well, I mean, even if you don't know what football is, what MLS is, what like substantively this sport is like, you know who Messi is, right?
Of course.
Like the number of people who were like PSG fans and now they're miraculously into Miami fans because of this dude. It's amazing, and he's got like a very strange way that he operates as a leader, right? Like Messi isn't vocal. Messi is, I don't know. He's like I suppose in America they'd be like, this guy needs to shout more.
Yeah.
This guy needs to get mad at his teammate. You know how like mad Messi gets by not saying
anything. But I love that. I think him not saying anything adds to his mystique, bro. Like, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you see rappers nowadays, like, people love Playboi Carti because he's mysterious. We cannot wait to see how this MLS playoff season is going to go. Thank you so much for watching this episode of The Rondo, presented by Jameson, the official whiskey of Major League Soccer. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let us know down in the comments who do you think is going to go far in this year's MLS Cup playoffs.